Hey there guys, and welcome to another week of my 30-day Spanish challenge. So, good morning guys. It's the start of a new week and I have about half an hour now, so I'm just going to get myself prepared before I start my next lesson by doing a little bit of prep and warming myself up ready. So I wanted to show you exactly what I'm going to be doing, so here we go. So, as you can see here then, I have my all my tabs prepared as I normally would have them when I'm about to have my lesson. So I have two lots for Baselang. So I've got this one here, which shows me the lessons and is just the sort of general home page, which I always have open just so I can remember who I've got a lesson booked with. And then I also open the core lessons section, which has all of the different sections that I'll be working on. So today I'm starting level 4, so I'm going to spend a bit of time before the lessons now just sort of reviewing some of these sections, seeing if there's any I know and any that I want to focus on and want to avoid. So for example, the vocabulary one, I'm going to skip and I'm going to do that myself outside the lessons because they're super long documents and it just takes ages in the lessons just reading sentences, and so I'd much rather learn a new type of verb like the simple past, which I need because I've been trying to use it a lot recently. So stuff like that. Then I also have my music tab open, which I will then watch or listen to some Spanish stuff while I'm preparing, just to warm my brain up, because I find listening to something in the language always helps me a little bit with that. Then I have DeepL, which is the translator I usually use instead of Google Translate because it's just much higher quality, so I use that during the lesson just to give me the extra vocabulary that I need. And I don't worry about that too much because I just think it's really important to be able to just keep the conversation moving, and there's a lot of words and phrases that I'm now using in almost every lesson that I actually searched for because I needed them in that moment. So I think that's really important to remember, especially in the beginning and early intermediate stages, that actually using the translator to fill in the gaps, as well as asking the teacher, how do you say this, how do you say that, is really good. And sometimes I prefer using the translator because as soon as I ask, how do you say this in English, a lot of the teachers start switching to English. And actually, for me, that's more detrimental than just quickly searching for a new word or something like that. And then finally, I just have my Spanish notes where I've been writing information as I'm going through, which I can review later, and then timings of activities and stuff so that I can keep that up to date. But yeah, I'm about to get started and I will see you after I'm finished.
Exacto, para mí no me gustan las listas de vocabulario en general o generalmente porque es difícil porque como estaba controlando las lecciones y estaba viendo uno con demasiado y una palabra que estaba buscando la última semana o la semana antes y porque estaba necesitando en una conversación. Y es como eso para el vocabulario, porque para mí cuando hay una lista de vocabulario con los animales o los colores, ok, es importante conocer las palabras de los colores o como eso, pero si no hablo de un zoo, no lo sé. No necesito todos los nombres los animales, pero necesito el vocabulario de aprendizaje y los idiomas y la comida.
Well, there we have it. I've just finished my 2 hours and my brain's hurting a little bit. We started doing some grammar and, literally loads of conjugations and stuff like that, which is not the most exciting, but it's really important because, especially for this one, which was the past simple, I've been really struggling because I've wanted to say loads of things using the past simple, but I haven't known how to do it. So now I understand the ideas and I just have to sort of remember the structure and work my way through. So I'm still doing that kind of long sort of calculation where I say, okay, it's this verb, it's the AR ending, so that means it's I, and work out the I version, and then I work my way down the conjugation table, which is what I kind of have to do at the beginning. And I've realised even for the irregular ones, because they follow a fairly simple pattern, I'm able to remember
the I version, so yo something, and then from that I can then work out all of the others because they generally follow a fairly consistent pattern. So, and there's also a couple of them that I already recognize from phrases that I've searched for on the translator, and also that I've seen when I've been reading or when I've been listening. So all of that stuff's helping. I think I've definitely noticed when I'm doing these more intense grammar sessions that it really is going to be a slow process. I'm not going to be able to go through and just do the past simple in an hour and then move on to something else. But I think then the other sections that I have after this one, which is more just like sort of individual words and a couple of connectors and adverbs and stuff like that, I'll be able to go through quite quickly until I hit the next heavy grammar session. But I'm really enjoying the combination of having a little bit of conversation but then doing loads of the technical stuff, because then I'm actually able to say a lot more, because at the moment I'm feeling fairly flexible with the translator and with the help of the teacher that I can say simple things that I want to say, and now I want to start saying them in a more accurate way and also improving the way I'm phrasing things and stuff like that. So that's going to be my focus for tomorrow, I reckon, going through and sort of finishing off all of the simple past stuff, and then after that, in the beginning of next week, I'm going to focus on sort of doing a nice combination of conversation and of the grammar stuff. So we'll see how that gets on. But yeah, it's time to go and have some lunch because I forgot to have breakfast, which is probably also affecting the pain in my head right now. So it's lunch, loads of work, loads of house stuff, and then maybe some more video games later, which I've been really binging recently, which is good fun for my Spanish reading anyway. So I'll leave you there, and I'll probably see you a little bit later to tell you how I got on. So I've finished my lessons for today, and I'm just doing some other work. And yeah, it was a bit of a strange today. I had two teachers, and actually it turned out it was a husband and wife, and I didn't even realise. So I had 1 hour with the guy, and then 1 hour with the wife, which was quite interesting, talking about stuff like that. But yeah, another couple of good lessons, and I really enjoyed having the Spanish only teachers because they couldn't switch to English, so it just made it a bit easier to have like a full conversation and stuff like that. So we practiced a lot of grammar in the first hour, and then in the second hour I ended up having just a general conversation, but I really tried to focus my own energies on trying to use the grammar that we'd done. So we were focusing on present simple, no, past simple. And so I really tried to use past simple as much as possible to keep practicing conjugating those verbs and stuff like that. So it was really difficult, a lot of mental strain, but I feel like it's really beneficial and it's helping me remember the conjugation and all that sort of stuff, because although it's called simple, it's not. So yeah, it was good practice and I really enjoyed it. So I think having that where I'm sort of forcing myself to have a conversation and specifically trying to use specific tenses is really helpful. So that's something I'm going to keep and use moving forward in the next week or so. Here we are then. So I'm literally just all set up, ready to start my lesson for today. It's only an hour, but I'm looking forward to cracking on with some more grammar and doing some other bits like that. So let's get into it.
Sì, sì, è una cosa che descrivere un verbo, un avverbio o un adjetivo. Adjetivo. Sì, normalmente quando insegno el concepto a mis estudiantes, normalmente digo los adjetivos son para los sustantivos y adverbios son para todos otros, en realidad. Sí, sí. Pero sí, es un trabajo interesante. Entonces es difícil, pero es mejor de trabajar en una oficina o en un otro puesto. Ah, sí, estaba controlando todos los verbos y conozco todos los verbos ya. Ya. Entonces, creo que la próxima va a ser muy útil. Sí, sí, podemos hacerlo rápidamente. No hay problema.
Hello. You can probably tell that I'm pretty shattered now. It's I think we've all probably had one of those lessons where you kind of you're not feeling it and you're really tired, and then sort of like maybe it's with a new teacher and they don't really do things exactly how you like them, and it's all just a bit kind of
not bad, but just not exactly how you'd probably want them to go. So yeah, I wouldn't say it was a terrible lesson. I did learn some stuff, but I just think it's one of those things that, especially also because a lot of the lessons are with different teachers, there's good points about some of the teachers that, and maybe they're not so good at other stuff, and so it's about finding the right balance, I think. And also just one of those days where you're not feeling 100%, and so you kind of just end up not being 100% in the lesson and stuff. So yeah, a bit of a tricky one today. So I'm just about to go and literally rest before I carry on working, because I've got a full day all the way through till this evening. But yeah, I think it's one thing I've realised is that I just need to make sure that when I want something in the lessons, I need to be quite forceful, because otherwise it feels like I'm kind of just going through the motions and I'm not even really enjoying it. So if I'm doing something I don't want to do, I need to just be a bit more forceful, which I find difficult, just a personality thing, just to say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to talk about this, let's do this instead, and being a bit more forceful, and then I'll feel like I'm getting more out of it and it's actually working better for me. So I think that's something I'm going to be focusing on in the next couple of days, especially in the longer lessons where I want to really get through a load of the lesson documents or focus on conversation or whatever. And also if I'm having repeating teachers, then I'm probably going to start sending them some messages in advance to say what I want to focus on, so they're kind of aware of that. So yeah, just a couple of thoughts from today. I'm going to go and rest, and then hopefully when I finish teaching later, I can carry on watching some videos on YouTube that I've been really enjoying. So I'll try and remember to record that, and I can show you what I've been watching later. Well then, what a crazy day. I've been really busy today and literally running around all over already. So I only managed to fit in one lesson, and I wasn't really looking forward to it because I was so busy. I was considering cancelling it, but I'm really glad I didn't. So it was really great. The only thing I'm annoyed about is because I was enjoying talking to the teacher so much, and it was probably the most fluid and natural conversation that I've had, I actually forgot to record it, which is really frustrating. But luckily I've already booked a lesson with the same teacher on Friday, so I'm hoping I get the same sort of conversation. But it was really great because it was the first teacher I think that just did things the way I already like them. So when I made a mistake, they wrote it in the notes, they noticed something that I was working on, and they had actually better resources than just the standard practice lessons. So they gave me that so that we could see loads of extra examples and really work on the subject in detail. So it was a really great lesson. I'm feeling really pumped and wish I had more time, but again, super busy. So I'm going to literally just have to run and crack on now. But I just wanted to share that with you, and just sort of say that today was a fantastic lesson, loads of great conversation, and we also revised some new stuff. So yeah, I think it's a really good mark for today. So thumbs up. Hey guys, so I'm literally just going out for a walk because I was looking at something the other day, and it was saying about how that's supposed to boost your mental activity and stuff like that and make you more creative. So I thought I'd give it a go today, get some fresh air before I'm about to have some lunch and prepare for my lesson. So I will see you then. And here we are then. So I literally just finished my lunch, got everything sorted, and I've got a couple of minutes now before the lesson. So I'm just about to get all of this stuff on, and I'm going to do some listening practice to warm myself up and get ready for the lesson, and then I guess I will see you a little bit later. And there we go then. So I've just finished the lesson, and actually it was the first time I've ever had a cancelled lesson. So basically, if there's a teacher having a technical issue or they can't attend, you get a little message saying that your teacher isn't available and they found another teacher for you, and then you can either choose to continue to go ahead with the lesson or you can cancel it, and there's no problem either way. The lesson was okay, we just went through some grammar stuff and stuff like that, and it's also really nice that they do check your ratings of the teachers that you have had. So if there's any teachers that you have rated low, you have your own little like personal rating thing that you can actually rate those, and then when they give you a new teacher to fill in a gap, they actually will try and avoid choosing those teachers that you've maybe said that you don't really want to have lessons with. So that's really nice, knowing that I'm not just going to get one of the teachers I've had before who I didn't really enjoy having the lessons with. So yeah, that was really great. The lesson was pretty good, and I think I practiced quite a few new things, and I've almost finished level 4 now, which is fun. So yeah, I'm just about to crack on with work, and then hopefully I'll find a little bit of time later to watch some videos and chill before I go to sleep. So yeah, I think that's probably it for today.
Ah, sí, porque esta es temporal, porque mañana tal vez va a ser rápido, va a estar, sí, va a estar rapido o non lento. Sì, ok. Sí, seguramente. Estaba controlando las lecciones de Baselang y creo que tengo uno o dos lecciones de level 4 y después level 5, pero si tienes unas recomendaciones, estoy contento. No lo sé. Sí. Sí, sí, sí. En realidad no tuve tiempo para revisarla, pero entiendo mayormente el significado y el uso de para y por. Entonces, hago muchos errores, pero entiendo. um, Creo que es suficiente. Perfecto. Y por supuesto es... ok. am, escuche esta frase mucho, pero en realidad no lo ve escrito. En realidad, entonces no conozco cómo escribir. Por supuesto. Ok. Es como si decir seguro, seguramente, o como. There we go then. So I've just finished my final lesson of the week, and yeah, it was really, really good. It's a new teacher that I found, which I really like, and he's sort of working how I like. And he noticed a problem that I was making with Ser and Estar, and so he gave me some exercises we worked on, and then gave me examples when I didn't understand, and sort of worked with me to help explain the reasoning to him. So I was working more on understanding the reasoning than just understanding the sentences, because I think they were pretty clear. And that seemed to work really, really well in finding the way to explain the choice rather than the choice itself. And I think that's something I definitely need to work on more with my grammar stuff, is sort of sit there and actually be explaining things to make sure that I understand properly and my reasoning is good as well as the choice. And then also it's reinforcing how to talk about it and stuff like that. So yeah, brilliant lesson, a great end to the week. And I've got quite a few lessons with him booked now. And tomorrow we're going to make a plan for the things we're going to work on and all of that kind of stuff. So I think it's going to be a really productive final week. So I'm really looking forward to it.
There we have it, another week down. So I hope you're really enjoying watching these updates and seeing how I'm getting on during the week, things that I'm thinking about and learning along the way, and some clips from my lessons, so you can actually see sort of how much I'm actually struggling with certain things and how it's not all sort of just super easy, but I'm just working really hard and making loads of progress. And I'm loving sharing all of this with you as well. So yeah, if you did enjoy it, consider giving it a like, maybe share it with one of your language friends, and I look forward to seeing you next week to share the final week of my 30-day Spanish challenge. Hasta luego!